In one of Nepal's most remote and poorest regions, people suffer from constant food shortages. Mismanagement and political manipulation in food supply and distribution compound problems of hunger and malnutrition endured by residents of this area, which is covered by snow most days of the year. Many say a food crisis is looming. This is Rajneesh Bhandari reporting for Journalists for Transparency. I took an hour-long flight from Nepalganj to Humla to find out how the people are coping with the food shortage. And the flight that passed through the Himalayas was bumpy and sometimes scary too. Humla, endowed with natural beauty, is bordered by the Tibet and Mugu in the east. Nepal Food Corporation's office is few minutes walk from the airport. This is the scene that gets repeated every day. People waiting outside the closed door for food, some sleeping on the ground. One of those in line is Moga Bohra, who walked 3 days to reach Simikot, the district headquarters.
म यति टाढाबाट मुनेको लेग काटेर सिमकोट जिल्लामा आएका छौं। सिमकोट जिल्ला आइकन पनि माउलालाई गए पनि पर चामलै मिल्दैन। धेरै दिन 7 दिन गए, 7 दिनको पछि बल्ल एक कट्टो चामल पाइन्छ।
Moga and many other Humlis felt deceived and forgotten by the state. Even the state's village development committees that were designed to prevent these kinds of problems suffer from a shortage of food and a worsening food crisis.
जिल्लामा आए पनि चामल मिल्दैन खाने हामीलाई त धोका छ। हामी अन्तर पुरो बसिया छौं उबो भोट पनि छैन उदो देश पनि छैन हामी अन्तर छौं।
The Food Corporation is distributing a Californian brand of rice at a subsidized rate of 50 cents per kilogram. This rate is thanks to rice donations from the Japanese government, which has been supporting Nepal since the 1970s. From Simikot, I walked to Thehe, one of the remote villages in Humla, to find out what people were eating during the food shortage. After a day-long walk through the rough terrains and slippery road crossing the river, I reached Thehe in the evening. Thehe, a typical small village, is a collection of houses made with stone, wood and clay, all clustered together. A single room divided into kitchen, bedroom and living room. They live in vertical apartments where the ground floor is for the pets. In one of these homes, Rani Pariyar is cooking bread for her children. Humla dwellers complain of having to travel miles to get a sack of rice, and many times they have bitter experience of having to return empty-handed. They vent their anger on food department and the political parties for this reckless behavior. Cheat sheets signed by political leaders directing the food office to give rice to cadres are seen in the food office. These cheat sheets were given last year to the villagers by politicians to garner votes for themselves. Nepal Food Corporation officials in Humla agree that there is mismanagement in the food distribution.
नलुकाइकन भन्दाखेरि यसमा केही रियालिटीहरु पनि छ। राजनीतिको बढी प्रभाव छ। मैले नलुकाएर भन्दाखेरि सबै राजनीतिक पार्टीका नेताजीहरूले पनि वर्षका हामीलाई दिए हुँदो अब बढी बेसी दिए हुँदो भन्ने छ।
According to the Office of the Auditor General, Nepal's Food Corporation has been in the red for many years. Even so, Nepal Food Corporation hasn't audited their financial transaction for the last 3 years, leading many Nepalese to wonder if they are not the victims of a vicious kind of corruption that leaves some fat and others starving.